Konnichiwa, yoichinichiwa, kyo watashi rightful wa
Watashi wa Zinruzu Ariasarizu.
Watashi wa Renus Galleros.
Watashi wa Hazel Y. Arrow.
Kyodo kishatachi tueso ni jundakan reno mundayo okokosoro yoto desu.
Are you like a guy or a girl? Like, what's the situation here? What? Obviously I'm a dude. Like, hold on, give me a second. Yeah, definitely a guy for sure. Oh, alright. I was just making sure. What about you, though? How dare you? I believe in gender equality. Oh, hi there.
What are gender-related issues? What are its impacts to human society? And how to overcome it? Gender equality is not just a goal. It is a fundamental human right. Each of the gender-related issues we were discussed sheds light on the challenges and barriers that individuals face based on their gender. But remember, change starts with awareness and action. Let's stand together, advocate for equality, and create a world where everyone, regardless of gender, can thrive and succeed. Your voice matters, your actions count, and together, we can make a difference. Keep pushing for progress, keep fighting for equality, and never underestimate the power of your impact. You are a catalyst for change, and your efforts towards gender equality are shaping a brighter and more inclusive future for all. Greetings and welcome to our exploration of gender-related issues. Today, we embark on a journey to eliminate the complexities surrounding gender-based challenges and inequalities. So, first up is the gender pay gap. The gender pay gap is a persistent issue that highlights the unequal compensation between men and women in the workforce. It reflects the systematic disparities in wages based on gender, where women are often paid less than men for the same or similar work, contributing to economic inequality and financial insecurity among women. For example, in a corporate setting, a male marketing manager earns $80,000 annually, while a female marketing manager with the same qualifications and experience earns $65,000 for the same role. In that situation, it highlights the gender pay gap. Next to be discussed is gender stereotypes. Gender stereotypes are simplified ideas about how people should behave based on whether they are male or female. These ideas can limit people's choices and opportunities because they expect them to act a certain way just because of their gender. For instance, a common gender stereotype is that boys are better at math and science, while girls are better at art and literature. This belief can influence teachers to encourage boys to pursue STEM fields and girls to focus on humanities, reinforcing the idea that certain subjects are more suitable for specific genders. Gender stereotypes can restrict individuals from exploring their full potential and pursuing their interests without being judged based on traditional gender norms. So next is workplace discrimination. Workplace discrimination happens when someone is treated unfairly at work because of their gender. This can include not getting a fair chance for promotions, being paid less than others doing the same job, or facing harassment because of their gender. For example, if a woman who is just as good at her job as a man is not given promotion that she deserves because of her gender, that's workplace discrimination. It's when someone's gender affects how they are treated at work, which can be unfair and unjust. Addressing workplace discrimination means ensuring that everyone is treated equally and respectfully, regardless of their gender.
Gender-based violence refers to violence that is inflicted on individuals based on their gender identity or expression. It includes acts of violence that are directed towards individuals due to societal norms, stereotypes, and power and differentials associated with gender. This type of violence can affect people of all genders, but it disproportionately impacts women and gender non-conforming individuals. An example of gender-based violence and gender-related issues is transphobic violence. This form of violence targets transgender and gender non-conforming individuals due to their gender identity. It can manifest in physical attacks, verbal abuse, discrimination, harassment, and other harmful behaviors that are motivated by prejudice and intolerance towards individuals who do not conform to traditional gender norms. Addressing gender-based violence and gender-related issues is essential for promoting gender equality, respect, and safety for all individuals regardless of their gender identity or expression. Lack of access to education and gender-related issues refers to the system barriers that prevent individuals, particularly women and gender minorities, from obtaining quality education, matters related to gender equality, women's rights, and LGBTQ issues. This lack of access hinders individuals from gaining a comprehensive understanding of gender-related issues and perpetuating gender inequalities and discrimination. An example of lack of access to education and gender-related issues is the limited availability of comprehensive sexual education programs in school. In many regions, there is a lack of inclusive and accurate information about sexual and reproductive health, gender identity, and sexual orientation.
My topic is all about the gender disparities in healthcare and underrepresentation in leadership. So first is gender disparities in healthcare. Gender disparities in healthcare underscore the need for inclusive and accessible medical services. Addressing these disparities is crucial to ensure that healthcare services cater to the diverse needs of all individuals. For example, gender disparities in healthcare is the underdiagnosis and undertreatment of women's health conditions compared to men. Consider a situation where women experiencing symptoms of heart attacks are less likely to receive timely and accurate diagnosis and treatment than men. This disparity may stem from the historical perceptions of heart disease as a predominantly male issue, leading to healthcare providers overlooking or misinterpreting symptoms in women. Closing this gap requires healthcare systems to prioritize gender-sensitive care, conduct research on gender-specific health concerns, and ensure equal access to healthcare services for all genders to address disparities in diagnosis, treatment, and health outcomes. So, gender disparities in healthcare is crucial to ensure that healthcare services cater to the diverse needs of all individuals. This requires healthcare system to prioritize gender-specific health concerns and ensure equal access to healthcare services for all genders. By addressing these disparities, healthcare providers can improve diagnosis, treatment, and health outcomes for all patients, regardless of their gender. So next is the underrepresentation in leadership. The issue of underrepresentation in leadership highlights the importance of diverse representation and inclusive decision-making structures. Inclusive decision-making structures. This refers to the lack of proportional representation of individuals of different genders in leadership roles and decision-making positions. This issue highlights the importance and disparities in leadership, opportunities where certain genders are marginalized or excluded from holding influential positions in various sectors. Address underrepresentation in leadership involves promoting diversity, inclusivity, and equal opportunities for individuals of all gender. To participate in leadership roles and shape policies that reflect a broader range of perspective and experiences. This requires organizations to implement strategies such as gender-neutral hiring practices, mentorship programs, and flexible work arrangement to create an inclusive workplace culture that supports the advancement of women in leadership positions. So, for example, an example of underrepresentation in leadership is gender gap in politics, where women are significantly underrepresented in legislative bodies around the world. For instance, in the United States, women make up really only 27% of the Senate and 25% of the House of Representatives. This lack of gender diversity in political leadership can limit the representation of women's interests and perspectives in policy-making process, highlighting the importance of promoting gender equality in leadership roles to ensure that decision-making processes are inclusive and responsive to the needs of all individuals.
Unpaid work care and domestic work refers to work that is done in the home by family members for maintenance and well-being of family without pay. For example, includes everyday tasks such as cooking, cleaning, child-rearing, caring for the elderly, the sick, and the disabled, and more. Unpaid work care plays a vital role in society, but if often reflects and reinforces gender inequalities, recognizing, valuing, and redistributing care responsibilities. Gender identity discriminations refer to the unfair treatment of individuals based on their gender identity or expressions. Occurs when individuals are treated differently or unfairly due to their gender identity which may not conform to traditional gender norms. It can manifest in various ways such as harassment, denial of service, unequal opportunities, or hostile work environment. Example, it would be discriminatory to keep LGBTQ+ employees out of public-facing positions or to direct these employees towards certain stores or geographic areas. In conclusion, addressing gender identity discriminations requires legal protection, supportive workplace environments, and a commitment to inclusivity and equality for all individuals regardless for their gender identity.
So last but not the least is lack of legal protection. This means there are not enough laws to protect people from unfair treatment based on their gender. This can leave individuals vulnerable to discrimination, harassment, and other injustices without proper legal support. Example of legal protection in gender-related issues is that if there are no specific laws to prevent employees from firing someone because they are transgender, the individual may face job loss without any legal safeguards to challenge the unfair treatment. This lack of legal protection exposes individuals to gender-based discrimination and makes it difficult to seek justice for violations of their rights in the workplace. Having strong laws in place is crucial to ensure that everyone is treated fairly and equally, regardless of their gender. In conclusion, our journey highlights the imperative of awareness and action in addressing gender-related issues. Together, let us strive towards a future where gender equality is not just an aspiration but a tangible reality. Thank you for joining us on this transformative exploration.